Farage was launching his campaign for Reform UK when he left a Wetherspoons pub in Clacton, was met by a waiting crowd, one of whom was holding a milkshake. And let's watch this happening. There have been a series of high-res photos shared of the incident with a young woman being snapped as the person throwing the milkshake. It's reported that a 25-year-old woman has been arrested on suspicion of assault. I'm hoping we can see, there we are, there's the photo. It's, I'm just trying to see who the photo credit is for. I feel we should say, I thought it might be AFP or Getty, actually. So AFP are the agency and Getty was the photographer. And credit to that photographer, we'll get his name actually, because to be there with your camera and to take the key moment, and every single droplet is in focus. It's a shame we got someone with the back of their head getting in the way, but it's an extraordinary photo, probably the image of the election so far. But the trouble is, it's not a good thing, this, because we want leaders to be feeling they can go out and about, and Farage will immediately have thought maybe that was acid, won't he?
Completely, and he's actually said this morning that what frightened him was he didn't know what was in the cup. But you know, I don't care who you are, whether you're Nigel Farage or Jeremy Corbyn or Sunak or Starmer. This cannot be allowed to happen on our streets. Politicians have to be free and feel safe to walk our streets. We know what's happened in the past few years. We lost Jo Cox; she was murdered. We lost David Amess. So this can't be allowed to happen. This girl, when she was asked why she did it, she said, because I felt like it. Well, I really hope the cops feel like charging her and arresting her and taking her to court, because she needs to do a little bit of a time inside a jail cell, because this cannot become common practice. It happened years ago. Do you remember when John Prescott got...
Yeah, and he chinned the guy, gave him a left hook, didn't he?
Yeah, but that was an egg.
Yes, but times were different.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
The two murders hadn't happened at that point, but now they have. And you know, if you notice so far, neither Starmer nor Sunak has done that kind of walkabout that Farage did yesterday.
No,
they have to be free to do that.
You're right, actually, yeah.
They haven't.
I don't know, maybe their
meetings.
Security say, we just can't take the risk. It could be terrible shame. Not the first time it's happened to Farage, having been similarly targeted in Newcastle in 2019. He was leader of the Brexit party.
It's a complete failure. I spotted that about.
Camera was kind of in the wrong place for that. The camera photographer who took the picture was an AFP photographer called Ben Stanshall, and it was distributed through Getty. So well done to him for being.
I mean, the case that we just saw, that was in 2019, as you said. And the guy, I think it was Paul Crowther, was the culprit, and he wasn't sent to jail. He was given a fine of £350, and I think in this case, with the jails full, there should be a fine or a significant amount of community service, I think, rather than putting someone who does something like that in jail.
But it's just the fear, you know, it's happened. No. Mandelson had some green soup thrown over him. Tom Cruise came to a film premiere in London and someone sprayed water in his face, and it was for some kind of spoofy TV show. And Tom Cruise said, why would you do that? Why would you? And obviously it makes it less likely that Tom Cruise walks down the line now.
Yes, of course. So
it's all that will happen is politicians won't be out and about.
Or they'll have far more security and there'll be like a cordon sanitaire around them.
And this is the milkshake, not the one, but it is the exact example. So it was McDonald's banana. That's exactly what I've got in here. I don't know whether there's any significance in that, the flavour.
No. Well, she was asked, she would say, not only did she felt like it, she called him something. She called him a bad name. But I would bet...
But she said more though, Carole. She said more than that. She said, look, he's not from round here. He doesn't really like us. He doesn't represent us. He's got nothing to do with us. She was a local working class girl. If she were a middle class girl who was pro-trans, pro-BLM, it might have worked in Farage's favour. But because she's local and doesn't like him being parachuted into her area, she thought, well, I'm going to show you what some local people feel.
I
don't support what she did.
Do you really believe that girl cares about it?
Well, they're the words that came out of her mouth.
Someone had asked her a single question about what Farage thinks and what he believes. Somebody's told her and said he's a bad guy, so let's do it.
She's got an OnlyFans account. No comment on the criminal case that may follow, but I know that if somebody is motivated by commercial gain to break the law, that's an aggravating feature. Right, so we'll have to see. Here's the milkshake that represented the banana milkshake. Now, I was thinking, producers, they could have given me an empty carton, OK? They've given me a milkshake that is light in colour. So then we think, at what level is the production on this show operating? Have they actually given me banana, or could it be vanilla or something? And I've just had a whiff. It's banana.
Oh, very good.
Can I do this?
That is professional.
Can I reenact the scene now? Then I'll be the girl.
Believe me, we have. Of course, that's the first thing they said this morning.
Yes.
And I was up for it, but apparently no, you can't have splashback on the windows. Yeah. In here.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
that's it. There's some
lovely...
studios. Okay. I was quite happy when I heard that. Pearl is in Essex. Hello, Pearl.
Hello.
Are you in Clacton itself?
We're about 15, 20 minutes away, my husband says.
Oh, so you might have Farage as your MP, conceivably.
If he come in, yes, we would. If he
came in, yeah. So what did you think of seeing the young lady do this?
I think it's disgusting, and she shouldn't be allowed to just get away with it.
Yeah. But back in the day, there were, people threw eggs at Harold Wilson and stuff. There was no bother. Seems like we're living in different times, Pearl.
No, I don't think anybody deserves anything like that, no matter who it is.
Yeah.
They should have more respect.
You're right, because we want to see politicians wandering around, don't we?
Yes, yeah, we do.
Thank you very much for your call. There was a joke about, I don't know, under Thatcher, that she was pelted with tomatoes, ham, cheese and eggs. Afterwards, she made a short speech and her driver made an omelette. And so that back in the day, it was kind of light-hearted, this, and it seems like things have changed.
Yeah.
I think we got a tweet
I think that the relationship with politicians more generally, it has changed.
Yeah.
There's far less respect for them generally.
But also, we've lost two politicians. We lost Joe Cox, we lost David Amos. We have a tweet from Brendan Cox, who was married to Joe, of course. Throwing things at politicians isn't okay, no matter who they are. And his is a voice we should listen to on this. Michelle in London, hello.
Hello, sir. I don't think she should actually go to jail. I don't think she did herself any favors and didn't wrap herself in glory at all. I don't like Nigel Farage. I find all of his views abhorrent, but I've actually felt a wave of empathy, not necessarily for him, but for actually his children. He does have loved ones, and he was actually embarrassed on a global stage. And so the same kind of deep cringe that I had for that milk hitting him in the face, I literally had it for Will Smith when he hit Chris Rock in the face, because Chris Rock is obviously a family man. So I felt bad for Nigel for that one glimmering moment because of that, and because he didn't know what the contents of the cup was. Because
I think that I don't think he's humiliated or shamed. I think he will have a little think about it and think that's probably A, the image of the election, and B, probably got him a few votes. Actually,
well, that. He made a TikTok, didn't it?
Yeah.
My milkshake.
I think we've got him talking afterwards. Let's see what he said.
What seemed like a milkshake thrown over you, was that what it was?
I don't know what was thrown at me, but it hit me in the face, fair and square. Quite frightening.
Why does this keep happening to you in particular, do you think?
Because I go out and meet the public, nobody else does. What does Rishi do? He gets a room with 2 dozen councillors or whatever it is. No one goes out and does the Old Style Street campaign in the way that I do. And this is the risk that goes with it. And I'll be honest, it is quite scary.
Well, that's the serious point, is that it was a milkshake and it's uncomfortable, but it could have been something more serious.
I know.
And is that something you think about?
It's
a very tough question to answer. I try not to.
Yeah, I think they.
It's true.
It is true. He's not over dramatising there.
No, because he said his fear was born out of the fact that he didn't know what it was, and the first thing you think of when liquid's coming, you're waiting for the burn because it could actually be that.
And he
is wrong to say that he's the only one who goes out there, because there are lots and lots of MPs further down the food chain who go out into their constituency all the time.
He's talking about the two.
He's talking about as a leader.
I think they need to have decent security around him.
But even then, you couldn't stop acid.
No, but she's walking around like that. That to me is suspicious anyway. Right there. Did it have a straw in it? No. That says that if you're security, you're right on.
That's why an example has to be made of harm. Sorry, the lady said before she shouldn't go to jail. Yes, she should. She should just get a taste of it. I'm not saying send her away for a long time.
Okay.
But this can't become the norm.
Paul in Birmingham. Good afternoon. What do you think of the milkshake thrower? Morning, I should say. Sorry.
Yeah. Good morning. Okay. What I'd like to say, first of all, I don't like the way you're making lightheartedness of this situation.
Do you think we are? Because I think we're taking it really seriously, actually.
Okay, let me continue, please, sir. I'm not a fan of Nigel Farage. I'm not a fan of either one of the leaders of any political parties. But what I see this as, this is the thin end of the wedge. If we allow this to continue, where does it stop? We need to remember Joe Cox, who was murdered.
And
we
David
need to remember, we need to remember the people who have been randomly attacked in the streets because certain people do not agree with the views of society.
Yeah,
she needs to be jailed, sir.
Well, we've been talking about them. Yeah, I mean, of course we do.
She needs,
she needs to go to jail. You think? Yeah. This
needs to be an example. I'm a Rasta man. This is it's abhorrent. Anybody, regardless of their views, has a right to express their views in England. I'm British born. These are the values that's been instilled with me.
Yeah. Okay, listen, Paul, that's really, it's good. I'm glad we've ended on that because we are taking it seriously because of what it could have been. Being hit by a banana milkshake is okay. But
it's interesting that Paul framed his comments as those coming from a Rasta man. He's trying to show you that he's got a spirituality to his views.
Oh, I see, okay.
And I think that's what he was saying. Interesting.
Yeah. Okay, thank you, Paul, very much.